I'm here with Rabbi Shaul Youdkevitch, and he got recommended to me by a lot of people, and a lot of people who listen to him for a really long time. You have 12,000 people on YouTube, right? And you are one of the only rabbis that connects business with spirituality, and the main book that you teach, or the main principles, come from the Kabbalah, right?
Right, but it's not a book.
What is it?
Okay, Kabbalah is the spiritual dimension of the universe according to Judaism.
So it is Jewish.
It is Jewish. Of course, there are people who claim to study Kabbalah who have we can say, Christian Kabbalah.
I've heard a lot of Christians.
Kabbalah.
Yeah.
Kabbalah had a lot of influence over the development of Western society.
Yeah.
If you basically were exposed to the Da Vinci Code, Dan Brown.
Okay.
That was 20 years ago. It was a very popular book and movie. And he speaks about the Da Vinci Code, and he says over there was a secret wisdom that people like Newton, Leibniz, Da Vinci were very much affected by, and he gives there something like nothing fake, but it's really Kabbalah.
How many books is it?
Okay, so how old is Judaism? A few thousand years.
Okay.
How many books you have in Judaism?
I don't know.
Many, many thousands. Few thousand of them are related directly into Kabbalah. So Kabbalah can be called mysticism. However, it was very influential for Newton, Leibniz, the founders of what is called the scientific revolution in the, let's say, 16th, 17th centuries. It was very much affected by Kabbalah. The major book of Kabbalah is called the Zohar. The Zohar is maybe the biggest also among them.
Okay.
It's a set of books.
I didn't know they were connected.
Yeah. Kabbalah is the idea that the whole universe is a system. It's not random. It's more like a matrix. The movie Matrix, if you watch it, that was inspired by Kabbalah.
Oh my God, okay, now we're connecting dots.
So all of these lines of like letters, it's the code that everything is made of. That's taken from one of the most ancient books of Kabbalah, the Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Formation. So it's like, as you go deeper, you find Kabbalah in a lot of places.
You got my attention now.
So when Isaac Newton wrote, if you want to know, like, it's very important. Isaac Newton had left behind him two great collections of writings.
Okay.
One is only mathematical equations, optics and physics and stuff like this. The other one is spirituality. Okay, the spirituality was mostly based on Kabbalah. Somehow the British didn't want that. They auctioned it, and a Jew bought it, and it's here in Jerusalem in the National Library. If you go to the National Library of Israel online and you write Newton's manuscripts, you go into Newton's writings. He says over there very clearly he believed that all the secrets of physics are encoded inside the 5 books of Moses.
Okay, so
he writes in Hebrew and he quotes the Zohar.
That is fascinating.
Yes.
I've never heard anyone connect the Matrix movie to spirituality or to religion. So I think that's beautiful. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about. Especially now with the age of AI, all the business owners are going to Cloud Code and we're coding our businesses, right? And I'm realizing that everything in life is code. A business is code. Everything is code.
Everything is code.
And my whole life, I've learned to believe that the secrets of the code is in those books. But I have ADHD, and I cannot read books, and I don't understand them. And every time I try to, I'm not interested.
It's tough, yes.
very tough. So that's why I would like to speak to people like you
Okay.
to help understand the secrets of success, secrets of business, and bring them into a consumable way that we can share online that will get attention.
Good.
So what are the biggest secrets that you've learned from those books that you think that blew your mind?
You know what? I started to study Kabbalah over 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I was a biology student in Tel Aviv University.
You don't look so old.
Oh, okay, thank you for the compliment. I was a biology student in Tel Aviv University. I was also in research.
Yeah.
Mainly in that time, I'm talking about 1980. So that time it was mostly genetics. That was right, the big blow, let's say the Big Bang in genetics was around that time. And I had a lot of questions.
What?
A lot of questions which my professors could not answer. They said, you don't ask. I said, I didn't come to the university to get an answer like this. Yeah. And around that time, it happened to be that I was exposed to classes about Kabbalah. I went just because of one thing. As a Jew, I thought it's a shame. I have no idea what it is. It's part of my heritage. I don't know what it is. How could I be so, I don't know, careless? It's mine, and I don't, I thought I learned, interesting, and move on.
Yeah.
And when I started to study that, it was like I was blown. It was the theory of everything. It was explaining physics, explaining genetics, explaining computers. I'm talking about 1980. I'm studying the main book of Kabbalah. I don't understand a lot, but I started to understand how the internet is going to look like. There's no internet yet in 1980.
Okay.
Only maybe the first PCs.
So you're saying books that were written thousands of years ago.
And they were predicting why? Because there's a saying in spirituality, as above, so below. They explained how human consciousness is connected to clouds and how you access the clouds is a consciousness when you want to expand your ability to be online, in line with the universe around.
Are you talking about the pineal gland?
I didn't study about that yet, okay? But the more I studied, and then later on, I remember when they came out with one of the most amazing theories in physics, the superstrings theory, that was already predicted my student was saying, Rabbi, they found it.
What do you mean?
We learned about it, now they found it, the scientists. Now we learned about it in the previous year, and now they finally found it. That's how the universe is structured. So you see, it's like what basically Judaism is about, that this is not a religion. It's the wisdom of how the universe works and how we human beings can get the most out of our lives. And we are supposed to be somehow connected to the great picture, to the matrix. Our brain is not just a PC. It can get on the network. And basically it's all about how do you connect to the network and how do you think big. Going back to the scientific revolution, while the question was among a lot of researchers, how come from the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, in which nobody is supposed to invent anything because everything is known and you're not supposed to ask questions, people come with that idea of rethinking everything, questioning everything. And that, they say, was because of a lot of Kabbalistic texts that infiltrated from the Jews into the elite of Europe. And there, it said really clearly that the human brain is made for asking questions.
Yeah.
That the human brain is supposed to ask questions.
Okay.
That there's no God who doesn't want you to expand and to grow and to ask questions.
That's what separates us from animals.
Yeah. So asking questions is amazing, and you're supposed to ask questions, and there's no question that you can't answer it by understanding how the universe functions, because everything has order, everything has a system. Nothing happens random. Okay, so those people were very much influenced by that. And we are talking about, let's say, Leibniz, the founder of calculus, modern math, or Newton, for instance, or Da Vinci.
Yeah.
All of them were inspired by that idea that the universe is beautiful, it's full of rules, and we are supposed to learn the rules and learn how to use them and control our lives.
That is your purpose.
Yeah.
To understand the code.
Yes.
And use it for your advantage.
Yes, exactly.
And teach it.
Yes.
That is beautiful. That's mine as well.
Yes.
I like that.
So when you understand the codes, of course, you're going to experience life much better than without it. So there are a lot of superstitions about Kabbalah. You know, if you heard the term in the European languages like Kabbalah, which is conspiracy. Why? Power threatens. When people have access to unusual power, people are ignoramuses, they feel threatened. So they start to invent conspiracy theories.
I've actually met or heard about Christians that are learning Kabbalah as well.
Yeah. Leibniz was not Christian, was not Jewish, he was Christian. All of those people that I mentioned, except from Da Vinci, he was raised as a Christian, but his mother was Jewish.
Tesla,
I don't know. You know, I didn't research all of them, but it's the basic idea, it doesn't matter if you're Jewish or not, the basic idea that when you understand, imagine one amazing, important rule in Jewish culture. And the rule says, more than the calf wants the milk, his mother cow wants to feed him the milk. Which means more than you want to be successful, God wants you to be successful. And therefore, you're being raised with the idea there's nothing that is impossible. And that the other Jewish saying, it says, if you didn't make it, it's because you didn't just try enough. So when you create a culture that is based about the idea that your Father in heaven loves you more than you love yourself, He plans for you much more than you even think that you deserve. It's a cultural thing that makes you, gives you the push, the drive to search, to grow, to stretch, to try to make things better. And I studied because, you know, when I teach, I also study.
The best way to learn is to teach, right?
When I teach, you know, I ask people about, you know, what do they think? What happens to them? How do they respond to those ideas? And then I learn that something that if you being raised in a Jewish society, it's very clear for you, but a lot of other societies on earth are not like this. Like a while ago, we had here a group in this room of 60 students and their professor from Shanghai Business School, top business school. You realize from talking to them, they are being raised to lead China. Okay, so I was mentioning they came over here because they heard about my teachings, and they wanted to know. It's like, you know, a lot of Chinese come to Israel. What's your secret? How come you are making so much innovation and so on? And I explained to them, you have to understand that the basic idea in being innovative, you need to be a real, true monotheist. Why? When you believe there's one God that created this universe, and He created you in His image, and therefore you have a very strong nature and drive to create, because God creates, to be independent, because God is independent, and to share. And if you're not listening to those drives inside you, and you're suppressing them, you'll have a problem about, first of all, manifesting yourself. And that's why you create a whole society, a whole culture of innovation. And, you know, the drive for independence and creation and creativity, because that's the way you think. And when you are being raised into such a culture, of course, that innovation, taking risk, is part of your makeup, cultural makeup. It's not a genetical thing. There was a research among many, I don't remember the number, it's a big number of people around the world who are experts scientifically in intelligence. And the question was, do you think that Jewish intelligence is genetics or is it background, which means cultural?
Yep.
And 80% said it is cultural from their point of view of research.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And you see, you see it around the world where those ideas spread much easier. You can find more innovation and more creativity and more success in that level of taking risks, moving forward and reinventing yourself. Okay? You know, now it's not always, you can also make a lot of money by creating big, powerful companies that are very hierarchical and based on obedience.
Yeah.
Companies like this can be very, very successful till there's a time of crisis. Then their survival in crisis is not so good.
Yeah.
The companies who are more, let's say, chaotic, more anarchic, less hierarchic, they are more successful during crisis. Jewish society, when the Greeks first met the Jewish society, they were in shock. They called the Jews anarchists because Judaism, Jewish society is not based on hierarchy. You don't really base your structure of your society on respecting and about obedience.
Yeah.
You're questioning everybody.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, many, let's say there are companies who are merging. Let's say an Israeli company, an American, or a European company. They need a psychologist, because they don't think the same. For instance, somebody from Europe and from America, he will never speak in a meeting before his boss. But an Israeli, they say, there's a structure book I found for Americans coming to do business in Israel, you will never know the boss by the order of their speaking. Because they respect, but they don't. It's another kind of respect. Which means, yes, you are the boss, but I think you made a mistake.
Okay, so one of the biggest problems I think in a new coming generation is motivation and the scare and the being scared of AI. Because people are studying things that they're not going to be relevant in the future, and it's like, why even bother? AI is going to take over everything. I'm not going to have a job. You kind of give up. AI is too powerful. You already see it. But anyway, also, like, I think the whole generation is kind of struggling with motivation, finding this like inner power. How do you solve that?
Yeah. So what you're talking about, what we said before, if you really understand it as a human being, your inner drive is hidden, but it has to come out. Let's say, if you're being created in the image of God, it means that you have to create. You have to be innovative. You have to be independent.
Well, by nature we are.
Yeah, but a lot of people suppress it because school did not help you to develop it. The Chinese, when I spoke to them about innovation, they said, we were raised since we were kids, always being threatened, never ever risk the family name.
It's fear, isn't it?
It's fear.
Yeah.
So fear and also failure.
Yeah.
And in Judaism you learn, that's from Proverbs, a righteous person will fall 7 times and always get up. Which means you're not, even if you're a great person, it doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. And if you make the mistake, you learned. You get up and you start all over again.
Yeah.
Why? Because you believe there's a higher good. Because you believe that whoever is making the effort is being rewarded.
So are you saying you're not unmotivated, you're just afraid?
Exactly. For a lot of people, they simply, look, AI is threatening. But, I'm working with AI. I can't without AI.
Me too.
The point is, you need to think outside the box to know how to tell AI to do the job, right?
Yeah.
There always have to be people who will have to know how to operate AI and to make AI work. So let's say you are CEO and you have 10,000 people working for you.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're going to be successful. You simply have to know how to make them work.
Yeah.
Because they're going to work for you, but they're waiting for you to give them a guidance, a vision. Okay? You can ask them and so on, but somebody has to get the direction. AI will never do that. Something it looks like, but it's never. It's not going to happen. So finally, with AI, we'll be able to be who we want to be.
It gives you power.
It gives us power. In all the manual work, the stuff that is so uncreative,
Yeah.
AI will do. We humans will have finally the freedom to create, to take risks.
Yeah.
So if the AI made a mistake, humanity will have enough of resources to afford making a mistake, learning from it, and moving on because you have so much wisdom accumulated.
Okay, so this is just blowing my mind, what you're saying with fear and motivation. You're saying if you're unmotivated, it means you're afraid of something.
Either you're afraid of something, mostly it's fear, that what you're saying, but it's more than that. It's the pain of losing control you're afraid of. It's the ignorance, you don't really know where things are going because basically...
Unclarity, you say?
Unclarity, it's like the world is so chaotic right now. Economically, socially, family-wise, nothing is safe. Okay? So you're afraid. Okay. What's going to happen with me, right? There's no safe spot. Maybe you run away to places like, I don't know, an island in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe here it's going to be more safe.
Yeah.
When you're running away.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
The idea is that here you need faith. The greatest, most powerful business people were people with faith. Because when you have faith that,
What
it's
is
basically...
faith? What is faith?
Faith, I'll go back. Monotheism is about, there's a God, He's everything, we are sparks of God, and therefore everything is going to be great. What's the basic idea of Abraham? He started a journey, but he invented few ideas, okay? They changed history forever. One of them was about equality. We are all children of God.
Yeah.
We are all made in His image, and therefore we're all entitled for our own independence and the right for happiness. Nobody is above the law. That's the ideas that came with Abraham, later on Moses. Nobody is above the law. Even if you are blue blood, king, whatever, you're not above the law. You're a human being that for this time you have more power than others. Okay, you're not above the law. However, Abraham and Moses and all of them, when they spoke about the Messiah, it's, I think, one of the greatest innovation ever. It's the idea that things are just getting better. There is a direction.
Hope.
There's hope. Which means it's not falling apart. Things are getting better. Look, people saying things are so horrible. Say, do you want to go back in time and to live 100 years ago? I don't think anybody does that.
Okay.
200 years ago? Of course not. 1,000 years ago? Oh my God, this was horrible.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just getting better.
Okay.
So why you go so scared? Basically, things are getting better. Yeah, like in a certain point in time, space, it looks very scary. I agree. But therefore, one of the greatest prophecies of the Zohar prophesies a lot about our generation. They said it's like, if you have faith, you'll have the happiest time ever in history. If you don't have faith, you're doomed. You'll simply be so scared, so afraid you won't be able to really live a normal life.
I love it.
So here we are. And you see people with faith. I'm talking about faith in the good. A lot of people have a faith in a God. It's not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Why? If your God hates most of humanity, that's not their God.
It reminds me a bit of hope in getting a woman, right?
Okay.
When she gives you a little bit, and you have hope that you can get her to be with her, you'll do everything. But if you don't have hope, you'll do nothing.
So that's okay. So you can apply. You can so you can apply from that idea about that the woman can change her mind about you.
I'm saying in motivation. If you don't have
no,
hope,
I'm just want to expand what you say.
Okay.
Still, men and women, people change, and if a woman is nice to you and you're willing to really do something for her, okay, and you see how men can do that, but she's still a human being.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, he loves you crazy, and there's no way he can change it. Okay? Because he's infinite and he cannot change.
Yeah, but that's a belief thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's a question about you talking about motivation, you need inspiration. And to be able to have an inspiration, you need something bigger than reality. That's a very powerful tool of inspiration. More than that, I was very happy to find there's a new science. It started in the early 90s. It's called neurotheology.
Okay.
And it speaks about the idea when people have a religious experience, meditation, prayer, something like this, is it just an imagination, or does really something significant happen to your brain? And they found that, yes, first, your brain is wired to believe in God.
What makes you say
And
that?
that's why you can never get rid of God. There are parts of your brain that are wired to connect to something bigger than just yourself. That's what is called in many religions the one. Feeling one with the universe. Okay? There's a part of your brain that the more you activate it, physically it expands. And the more it expands, now we're coming to business, that part of your brain that is doing the noise, whatever, one of the winners of Nobel Prize, his name was Professor Daniel Kahneman. He passed away a few years ago. He got the Nobel Prize in 2002 in economics, proving that when people make a very important business decision, it's not logical. It's from the gut's feeling.
Well, when I studied sales, they say everything is emotional.
Yes.
You make emotional decision and you justify it logically.
Exactly. Now, later on, just before he passed away, he published a book, amazing book, Noise.
Yeah.
And he speaks about the idea that how much of our decision, professional decision, let's say if I'm a judge or I'm a banker, any kind of people like this, and people count on your, but this is so much affected by noise, which is stress, being upset, all of that stuff that is it's called a very primitive noise. It's coming from your back brain.
Yeah.
Okay? Which is very primitive, the primitive brain.
Yeah.
Okay? So as a business person, that noise can really blindfold you, so you won't be able to see business opportunities. So the fear will take over and you're not going to make the step forward when it's the time to make the step forward. Okay? What we're talking about, fear.
Yep.
Now, neurotheology explained the more you meditate, the more you pray, the more you connect to that feeling of one, that God presence, that noise is starting to shut down. Becomes like little noises that are not so, it's just annoyance.
From survival to abundance.
From survival to greatness. And therefore you need to meditate if you want to be a good business person. You need to pray, you need to have that idea that there's something greater. And that takes you also, if you, the research of Jim Collins, have you noted?
I'm not a book person.
Okay.
I'm an AI person.
Jim Collins was a great researcher in economics, and he did a very amazing research. Now, those companies who have vision, which means we're not here to make money, we're here to make the world a better place. Okay? So he did a research over, I think the time period was between 1926 to 1990, about 18 companies of vision and 18 companies of making money.
Yeah.
And the question was, who made more money?
Yeah.
And logic will say the companies who are for making money, correct? And the answer was, not at all.
Yeah.
Along that time, the vision companies took 18 and 18. They made, like the number was crazy, hundreds of times more money than the ones without vision.
100x. That's a lot.
Which means, think about it. You go to work and you believe that you're doing something greater than life. Okay? Your motivation is much higher. If you fail, you don't get hurt emotionally, personally. You feel that you don't want to fail the people that count on you. So you work harder. The long run, people of vision, of something bigger than just making money, they make much more money. That goes into modern psychology. There is a pattern or definition that is called, in modern psychology, American psychology, what's the psychological type of people who are really making great capital. And they call it the psychological positive capital. People who own psychological positive capital, they will make also physical capital. And what do you need for that? You need a vision.
Who's the richest person in the world?
What?
Who's the richest person in the world?
Today it's Elon Musk, and he has a vision.
Exactly.
His vision is not just to make money. He doesn't care so much about the money. His vision is to make the world better, right? Yeah. So if he fails, he's not insulted. He's not getting afraid. It's like the moment your vision is strong enough, the survival noise is not that much effective, sending you to the corner.
You know, it's very funny you're just talking about this because this is the main topic I wanted to talk about, and you just led to it very naturally.
Okay.
Vision. Do you think, answering the first question, do you think a lack of vision is also a lack of motivation?
A lack of vision, I read a lot of research about it. Okay, now the question is what kind of a vision?
Yeah, what is a vision? That's my next question.
So, the idea is, there are a lot of research, I didn't read all of it, I read maybe just a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But from my experience, the moment the vision is greater than your own personal life, the Kabbalists explain that you need a vision greater than your own egotistic desires, because as long as you're connected to something greater than just your basic needs, it will always make you grow. It will give you that leverage of excitement, purpose, energy, ambition, because again, when you fail, you're not getting hurt personally. When you fail, it's not your own failure, it's the failure of humanity or your community or something greater than you. So, because you believe in the good, you say there's no way it can fail. Because this vision is greater than life and it has to happen. So when you have that in, like, when you're talking about the positive psychological capital, you need that hopefulness, optimism, that's part of it. And where would you get optimism from? Only when you have a vision that the world is going to something much better.
Yeah.
So when you align with that state of mind, with that kind of a frequency,
Yeah.
okay, you're very much energized, and you will see that in the history of humanity.
Yeah.
Why always the democracies beat the dictatorships? History of humanity.
Is that true? I don't know. Is
Yeah.
that true?
Yeah, think about it.
All the dictatorships fail. Because
Most of the dictatorships, if you realize, they have a self-destructive mechanism. Why? Because the moment you tell your people, they're not your citizens, right? Citizens have rights.
Okay.
Okay? You tell your people that you run, it's not yours, it's mine. What's the response of those people? If it's only yours, why do I care?
Yeah.
What happened to the Soviet Union? Why did it go bankrupt? Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Okay? When the war was because, great dictatorship, even you were just a little pawn and you don't have rights whatsoever.
Yeah.
So democracies won because the race was not just with weapons, it was with economy. And the Western economy won. Right? China stayed, but because they adopted parts of capitalism, and that would save China from going bankrupt. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody knows that. Okay? However, how much can you prosper while stepping on other people's rights for happiness?
Uh-huh.
Because you negate the basic idea that every human being is made in the image of God.
Yeah.
And therefore, he's entitled to feel independent and creative. So when you ask the question why, for instance, Israel is more creative, we're talking about innovations, all of that, like just last year, the world, Israel is almost 3 years in war, right? Almost 3 years we're in war, against almost everybody in the Middle East, okay? Last year, the foreign money that was invested in Israel in ideas, in innovation, was bigger than the whole EU together. Well, Israel is only 10 million people. And that's in the time of war. Still, the world, why? Because you feel in Israel, people work not just to make them rich, they want their idea, the vision of justice, equality.
So you're saying Israel is a vision.
Israel is a vision.
That's why it was so powerful, because it's a
That's the
vision.
power of Israel, the vision.
Who created that vision?
Abraham.
The book.
This is the Israeli culture. Even if you're secular, you study Bible in school because that's your culture.
Yeah. What is your vision?
Nothing different than that. The vision is to basically that's the biblical vision, that all humans are entitled finally to reach the fulfillment of their destiny, to be independent, to be happy, to be creative, not to be oppressed, not to be robbed by anybody.
Freedom?
Freedom. But remember, freedom in Hebrew is cherut.
Okay.
You add an aleph, it's achrayut, responsibility.
Okay.
So if you want to be, freedom does not mean that you don't have to get up in the morning. You don't have to do anything for anyone. That's not freedom. If you really want to have freedom, you need also to take responsibility. First of all, for what you feel. First of all, for what happens to you.
So I'm looking around the world and I'm really trying to figure out the principles of success.
Okay.
And one of those that I figured out, and I wrote it in everywhere, is the more responsibility you take, the happier you will become.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
In one condition.
Okay.
In one condition. When you take responsibility for the purpose of creating something good, okay? You have to remember one thing. One of the most famous biblical verses is, love others as you love yourself. Okay? But that's not the whole verse. The verse ends with, I am God. Why is that important?
Okay, so what is the sentence? Love others like
Love others as you love yourself. I am God.
I am God means
I
I am God?
I am God. God is telling.
God says it.
God says,
Yeah.
love others as you love yourself. I am God.
Okay.
Why is that? Why do you need to add, I am God? And the idea is like this. You want to connect to God, the God inside you, okay? Take responsibility, be creative, be independent, share with others, because that's a way to connect to the God of the universe and to the God inside you. Not because you want other people to appreciate you.
Can you say that again, please?
Okay. When you excel, look, being successful and taking responsibility means doing a lot for others, giving service, right?
Yeah.
Being kind, being helpful, being useful, right? Otherwise, how do you want people to give you money? That's theft if you're not giving service. Okay? But God says over here, do it to connect to me. Don't do it because you want other people to appreciate you. If a lot of people do that mistake, they work really hard, and when they realize that they are not appreciated, that their effort is not recognized, they become bitter. They get disappointed. Their bubble is bursting.
Yeah.
And then they lose the motivation. Why should I do so much if nobody cares? Why should I work so much if my boss does not give me a raise?
Yes.
And the answer is, you don't do it for them. You do it because you're doing for the person you become. And you know what? I saw a lot of times somebody get a job. It's a small, unimportant job, but they excel. They take responsibility, as you say.
They try
They
the
do
best.
try the best. You know what happens? You start to encroach, and soon enough, your job becomes the most honored job in the company. Why? You made it. It was not the job description. You created it. On the other hand, you can get a job because you are the nephew of the CEO, which is the most respected job, and he killed the job. And a little bit later, other people simply take over your job. Why? Because you don't want to work. You don't care about it. You don't take responsibility.
Yeah.
Now, what you become is, number one, your biggest reward. If you're looking for rewards, you have a problem, right? Because then, so why did you try so hard to excel? Because it was conditioned by other people's recognition, which means you're not independent anymore. You're right now depending on other people's recognition.
Yeah.
And being dependent, you cannot be dependent and happy.
How would you say it in one sentence?
When you want to be really successful, you have to be independent because your vision is your own growth, not other people's reaction.
To give and then receive. Don't give to receive.
Okay, when you give, don't expect that people ever will give you back as much as you tried for it. Remember that your reward is the greater person you become.
Do it for yourself.
You do it for yourself. So then you don't become, when you're depending, when you are really dependent on other people's reactions, so your primitive brain is, do they like me? They don't like me. Then we're talking about doubt. She loves me, she doesn't love me, she loves me, they'll give me the raise, they won't give me the raise. If that is what managing you, how can you be independent? How can you be the person of vision?
So that makes me think about all my past clients. I should just give them more without them asking anything. Just give. Right?
Yeah, you give.
How do you get?
Of course. How do you get?
Yeah.
First of all, the first thing you get is you get from the idea that you're getting bigger, stronger, you have more ability to give. You become a greater person when you give more. Okay?
When I work with my clients, my vision is to get them results that I can brag about to other people.
Okay, that's nice.
Is that what you're talking about?
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
In a way, but still, because that's on a very low level.
Okay.
The greater level is like, you look at yourself in the mirror. Are you really happy about what you see?
All my family asks me, "Are you happy?" I think it's the worst question to ask anytime.
No, the question is like this. Okay, it's the end of the year.
You trigger my family.
It's your birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, you look a year backwards.
Yeah.
Are you excited about what you've done, and because of that, you're so excited about the next year because last year was really exciting, and you can't wait to see how the next year is unfolding?
Okay. Yeah.
This means that you're successful, that you're really on the right journey.
Yeah, but I still sometimes struggle with a reason to wake up in the morning, other than watching reels.
We're human beings.
No.
Human beings are not supposed to be perfect.
I don't think Elon Musk's, goes and watches videos all the time. He'd wake up and be like, let's go.
There's a Jewish saying, when you die, you go to heaven. They won't ask you, where are you Abraham? They have already Abraham. Where are you Isaac? They have already Isaac.
Mm.
Where are you Moses? They have already Moses. They ask you, where are you? Because we don't have that. That we don't have. And you have to excel the best you can become because that's your duty. That's your responsibility.
Authenticity is the highest frequency.
And therefore also the whole world is missing what you're supposed to bring the whole world because the world won't be complete without you. So Elon Musk is an unusual human being. You admit that most human beings are not capable to be in that realm of Elon Musk, right? Yeah. So being in a place that you feel guilty you're not Elon Musk, it's like...
I can dream big. Don't tell me to dream
smaller.
Yeah,
you can dream big. You can say in some ways I can learn from Elon Musk, I will learn from this, from that, there's so many great people to learn from, but you're not supposed to become them, and you cannot become them. You can be inspired by them.
Don't compare yourself, you're saying.
Don't compare yourself, not to anyone.
Hey, when you talk about responsibility and vision, you're supposed to take vision for other people, right? That's what you're saying.
It's helping. But there's something very important. Okay, continue.
Well, it makes me think, okay, it's beautiful, I love it, but then it also reminds me of my father, who has a vision for me, who knows exactly what I'm supposed to do, and I don't want to do any of that.
That's common.
So common. So it brings also the bad example of that.
Yeah. Vision.
I want to have my own vision. I don't want you.
Okay. Yeah. From basic Kabbalah principles, what's the most successful vision? First of all, the vision is for greatness. Okay, the vision is about making the world better. No. It's always helpful. On the other hand, you have to remember for making the world better, you have to become better.
Yeah, but define better.
Okay, so depends of what you're taking upon you.
Well, I don't know if you know.
A real professional, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Sometimes you dealing with a professional, let's say a lawyer, a craftsman, a builder, there are many professionals, okay? And you have a vision, and you want them to help you with a vision. And they'll be busy, what's the word, to rain on your parade. You can't, you shouldn't, it's not allowed, it's illegal, it's impossible, nobody did it. Okay, do you want to work with professionals like this?
No.
No. The professionals that are the greatest, that have the real positive psychological capital, are the people that you come with a problem and they say, I have no idea what you're talking about, but because I care for you, I'll try it. And they'll bring outside of the box the solution. They will even be surprised because of that. What happened at that moment? Because they wanted to serve you, and they wanted to grow for you. And they did grow for you because there was nothing selfish about it.
Because they want to grow for themselves.
Because they wanted to help you. And therefore, the doctor will be a better doctor because he cares for the patient. He will do things, he will say like, I could never think I could do that, right? And that could be your lawyer. Could be, those are the people, the real professional, they don't know everything. They're the ones who will invent a solution they never thought about it from outside the box. They, in the end, they helped you and they went out of their limits. And why? Because they really cared for you. They connect by this when you do that. I'll give you a secret.
Yeah.
The power of God is infinite. What's the problem? In the world, there's a rule that says similarities attract.
Okay.
You know, it's very popular today to make movies about people with godly powers, right? Superman, Spider-Man, like beyond. Why? Why people need that? They have the need, they want to feel more than usual because the daily usual is boring. It's killing. If you do not inspired, you're dead. Right? Now, when you are being asked to do something impossible, okay, how could you do something impossible? So either you say, there's no way, leave me alone, it's impossible, you're just crazy, you're lunatic. But I think Steve Jobs said, the crazy people who wanted to change the world, they're the ones who changed it. Right?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. He said it. Which means, if you're crazy enough, and then you ask somebody, and, you know, think inside the box, that's impossible. Okay? How are you going to get superpowers? Well, how do you get God's powers? God is infinite. When you want only for yourself, you're a vessel, but you're very limited. But when you want for the purpose of giving to others, you become from a vessel, you become a pipe. And a pipe is infinite. So when you really want to care and to help for somebody selflessly, you connect to infinite powers. You connect to superpowers. And then you can do things. I'm talking about everything. Could be a professional. You can do things you never believed are possible. You reinvent yourself by that. Okay?
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. So there's
being what you're saying, what I'm saying right now,
is
becoming a superhuman is not something possible. It's something we humans must experience to feel, to justify life. And how you do that? When you go out of your limits.
Let's talk practical.
Yes.
Because it's beautiful. I love
Yes.
philosophy. Let's talk practical. And one example came to mind with the creation and like, hey, you're free to create. And I've noticed that whenever I go to a restaurant, and I go to restaurants all the time, the best results I get is if I tell the chef or the person who's making me the food, I tell them like, just make me come back. Do whatever you want, just make me come back. make me want to come back. And then they go wild and they put a lot of stuff and they go above and beyond to do something that they think is the best for me. I've noticed.
Okay. Why? Because you challenge them. People need challenge.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's, well, I guess so.
Why challenge? Because challenge makes you creative. That makes you independent. Why? A non-independent person says, that's what I can, and I can't more than that. That's who I am. The moment you challenge them, you tell them, I want you to excel. I want you to do something out of your, get off the way, right? Get out of your way and do something. People love it because it feels alive. Routine is killing people. Mediocrity is killing people. Not having challenges is killing people. The highest rate of depression is in societies there's no challenge, correct? And especially among clerks, that their job is to move, sign the paper, approve, not approve, and so on. And you're supposed just to get by. That's death.
We're talking, this conversation is talking about the biggest secrets in life, almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Am I wrong? Because you know all of it.
Yeah.
This is the core principle. It's the frequency you're leveling at.
Yes.
I've seen this Kabbalah thing, and it blew my mind the first time I saw it on TikTok, actually. Mm-hmm. And it's the frequencies of humanity, right?
Yeah.
And there's the fear, the anger. Can you elaborate on that?
Okay. We were created in the image of God, so we need to do the impossible. We need the challenge. Part of that is that we are in a human body, and the human body is full of flaws, right?
Is it?
Fear.
Okay. Is it flaw?
Laziness.
It's not a flaw to be fearful.
What?
It's not a flaw to be
If
fearful.
fear runs your life,
Oh yeah, but it's...
okay, you can turn fear into a motivation, correct?
Yeah.
That's your job, right? You can, it's like there's a story in Jerusalem about this temple, this very holy synagogue. It was built like 150 years ago.
Yeah.
At that time, there was the Ottoman Empire, and the Jews were praying by the Western Wall, and the Arabs were throwing stones from above all the time. Okay, and the Jews said, those stones they're throwing at us, they came from the Temple Mount. They could be pieces from the Holy Temple. So they collected the stones and built a synagogue out of it. So can you imagine they're standing there, it's like, we don't have enough stones, please guys, throw some more rocks because we need to complete a synagogue. So you understand how you take something that was supposed to make you feel crushed, right?
Yeah.
And you make a temple out of it.
I love it.
Right? It's like the story about the donkey that fell into the well. And the people of the village, they tried to pull him out. They couldn't. So he was braying, he was making a lot of noise. And they said, okay, it's like he's suffering so much. They decided to simply bury him alive so he will die faster. So they threw all the garbage they could find into the well. And the donkey stepped over the garbage till they filled up the well and he walked out. So if somebody throws at you garbage, it doesn't mean that you should be ashamed or feel afraid or feel abused. Just use it to build your temple, to go higher. So what I'm saying is, we have a lot of animalistic, low emotions. When we...
What do you call it, animalistic?
Where animalistic
where
emotions.
Did it came from?
Fight and flight and freeze. I'm a biologist, my background, okay?
Okay.
So, fight, flight, and freeze, that's what's basically you can find in animal world, the emotions that motivates and make them operate, okay? However, when we let those emotions control us, it doesn't serve our purpose. Okay? Let's say your boss that gives you a very good job does not talk nice to you. You're not supposed to fight him, and you're not supposed to run away from him. And you're not supposed to freeze. You're supposed to take those emotions and to transform them into something creative. Correct?
No, how do you do that?
You realize that your boss is in distress.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll tell you an example. Yeah. I was going to this class, I was giving this class about doing that in New York. And I asked the students, okay, next week, come with an example about how you applied it in everyday life, in your life. So the guy, the next week is coming, he says, our business is in a big mess. Okay, it's, we're losing money, the boss is upset, everybody's upset, we're working really hard, and I know that things are not managed properly. So the morning after the class, the boss is coming to the business, and as he's coming with a coffee in his hand, he's already cursing. It's, guys, you're not working enough, you know how. He's really in a bad shape. He's upset, he's discouraged, he's afraid. And I'm looking at the boss, and I realize, you taught me to realize my reaction. And I realize I'm afraid of him, I'm upset about him, I am thinking about maybe I quit before everything falls apart, I want to run away. And I learned, no, stop that, think positive, think something light, think about how to help him. And without knowing that, I was thinking about, I want to help him. And then he passed by me, next to me, and I took the cup, and my coffee cup, and I touched it with his cup, and I said, L'chaim, boss. And he started to laugh and I said, boss, do you want to talk about it? And the boss says, okay. So we went in, and I explained my boss the first time what is the problem with the business and my plan. And he liked it, and he adopted it, and since then things are moving. That is how you should make business work. When you take the animalistic emotions that basically suppress your intelligence, and you transform the negative frequency into a creative, positive frequency. What will be always the result? If it's your boss, your partner, the person that your supplier, everybody, why? Everybody wants that feeling of thinking great, thinking big, thinking light, thinking positive, thinking bigger. Okay? When you offer that frequency, people will cooperate with you. Why? Because they want it too.
I love it. Insane, mind-blowing. So, but let's be practical. How do we do that? Let's say your wife is mad. Okay? You have, naturally, you have fight, flight.
Fear.
Fear. Is that not flight?
Freeze.
Oh, freeze. Okay. Fight, flight, freeze.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're saying, if you are a smart human, you would do the fourth option, which is?
Being the light.
Bring the light.
Being her light. Bring the light, be her light.
Okay, what does that mean?
Instead of reacting to her, she feels at unease, right? Mm-hmm. She feels bad.
Yeah.
Okay, she's your wife.
Yeah.
She is a very significant person to your life.
So
okay? Instead of reacting to her, to reacting like it's called in psychology, you become two angry children fighting.
Yeah.
Be an adult. Offer her support.
Okay.
Offer her love.
Yeah.
But it's not just with your wife. I said it could be with your boss, with your supplier, everybody. Instead of reacting to the pain they experience, address the pain. Bring a solution. That's being a professional.
Okay.
Okay.
More examples?
More examples. Okay. Another couple, you want with couples, say, you know.
No, business. I think relationships is like women and men is similar to businesses as well.
It's all, you know, it's all interactions.
Yin yang.
It's all interactions,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have more emotions released a day in business than at home. When you're home, you don't have energy anymore to interact. A lot of people come home, the last thing they do is they want to interact with the family. That's a problem because you are wasted. Because you wasted energy at work. How do you know you're not really working well? You're coming home too tired. If you were really a creator at work, you would come home excited, full of energy. Wow, I did so much today. I can't wait to share it with my family. Right?
Yeah. So I want to. My one of my dreams is to write a book about how dating is the same as business.
Yeah.
That's why I connected those.
First of all, it's about sales.
Yeah.
You have to sell yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, exactly.
You have very short time, for the first impression.
Yeah.
And you have to show that you're giving, because nobody wants, I come to the relation, I just say the first moment, I expect my wife to give me this and this and this. Oh, you are a taker. Who wants a taker? Nobody will buy you. What am I offering to the partnership?
Yeah.
More than that. I tell, a lot of couples saying, oh, are we in love? We don't know. We're in love. We're matching. So just a second. First of all, you have to know enough, because before romance, business is, marriage is establishing a production company. You have to produce the wedding, then you have to produce a house, then every day is production, especially when you have kids.
Yeah.
It's a production. Yeah. If the person that you want to be partner with is not capable to produce with you, the romance will be out the window, if there is one, very shortly, because a dysfunctional business has no place for a romantic dinner.
So much to talk about. I heard one time that the masculine builds, the feminine manages.
Okay, there is something in what you're saying.
Yeah?
Okay. It's also like in Kabbalistic astrology. When we're talking about, there are 4 elements. 4 elements. Air, energies. We're not talking about, it's not chemical elements.
Yeah.
Air, fire,
Earth,
water, and earth.
Okay.
Okay? The water and earth are feminine. The fire and the air, they are masculine. The fire, if you want...
I thought the earth would be masculine because it's stable.
What?
Earth.
No.
Okay.
No. Masculine means energy, initiative, creativity. Okay? Fire and air is creativity. This is the type of people that can create a new company. If you leave them to run a company, they can destroy it. Then you need the feminine type of people. Yeah. It's nothing to do with men and women. It's like the feminine type of people. They will make it grow steady. They will mother and father that company, that people. They will make people feel that it is stable.
Do you think it's good to work with your wife?
I do work with my wife.
Nice. Okay, good. I wanted to hear that.
It's for a long time, yes. If this is a successful production company, it will be working also in business, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. There is even a guy on TikTok, very controversial guy. He says the best person to marry is your assistant.
Why? You already know that you're a team. Yeah. And your team in producing whatever your dream is about. Yeah. If you're producing your dream together with your assistant, and then this is your partner, this is your wife, or husband, what can be a better dream than that? You dream together, you walk together, you trust each other. On that level, romance can grow.
So, for me, what I take home from that, and you can call me crazy, or people can call me crazy, but instead of finding my next wife, I'm going to find my next assistant and make her my wife. Which I can go to prison for as well.
Look, I think I read a research that statistics, I think it was in England, that about 20% of the marriages was with people married their secretary.
Yes. And he says also, this guy, a controversial guy, that the biggest enemy of your marriage is your wife's boss.
Of course.
Or your man's secretary.
I believe in that.
Yeah.
Because that's why in Judaism, you cannot send your wife to work with her boss. This is impossible. No.
So
you're just playing with fire.
You cannot send your wife to work. So should she not have a boss in the first place?
A male boss.
A male boss.
If she has a female boss, that's okay. But if she has a male boss, taboo.
But the most natural way...
Because you know exactly what will happen.
Yes. So the most natural way to live is to employ your wife and have her work
Or that
for
she
you.
employs you.
Well, I don't think that's natural.
Many times you think you're the boss and it's really the opposite.
Fair, but okay, that's fascinating. That is fascinating. So, one thing I realized...
Or a partner.
Yeah. I've had a little bit of, feeling less motivated in the past years. Mm-hmm. And not so long ago, I had my heart broken for the first time. Do you know what it feels like?
I fell in love only once, and I'm still married to her.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why I'm asking. Well, when
you're... But I know, sometimes you have... Human beings make mistakes, and sometimes your heart is broken, yes.
I never had it as well. Until I never had it, this heartbreak feeling until not so long ago. And I was shocked I was so surprised by how much I feel and how much motivation that gives me and how much that moves me.
The broken heart.
Yeah. So I was suddenly like, a woman can move me 10 times more than a business can move me. Yeah. I was shocked by that.
Yeah.
What is behind that? What's going on?
In Judaism, it is said that, that a man can never be complete unless he has a woman with him. Mm. And the woman has that magical power to awaken what is called in Kabbalistic term, his surrounding light. Surrounding light means his potential. Mm. So it's like the woman is the great engine. What they say, cherchez la femme. Oh. It's in French. Look for the woman. You see a great man, look for the woman. Behind every great man, there's a great woman that motivates him. Okay? There's something about the women, and that appears in Jewish writings, Kabbalah and not Kabbalah, in many, many places, that the woman has that power to unleash the hidden potential of the man. And therefore, a man must have a woman if he wants to manifest it to his full capacity. Okay? So, if the relationships are on a spiritual, real union, as husband and wife should be, that power will be unleashed. Okay, and therefore you see that there's so many stories in Jewish tradition about one of the greatest is a story of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva was one of the greatest sages ever. Okay, but till he was 40, he was a shepherd. And then he fell in love with the daughter of his boss, tycoon boss. His boss was one of the richest men in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Okay, that we're talking about 2,000 years ago. He fell in love with her, she fell in love with him. She said in one condition, that you will study Torah. He said, I'm 40, I never studied Torah. I'm a shepherd.
40.
I'm 40, 40.
Okay. And
That's how the nature start.
And how old was she?
I don't know.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And she said, I'm ready to, and her father said, if you marry him, I disown you.
But that's an old age to fall in love, isn't it?
No,
Okay.
no. He was 40, she was probably a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, he loved her, he was crazy about her, but he couldn't lie to her.
Mm.
And then it says he was sitting by a spring with his sheep, and he saw that little drip of water coming down. Mm-hmm. Okay, drop by drop. Mm-hmm. And on the stone there was a hole. And he said, if a drop by drop you can make a hole in a stone, if I'll be patient enough, I can study Torah. Mm. He came back to her, I'm ready to commit. Mm. Her father disowned her. They had to sleep in barns. They were homeless. After 40 years, he became one of the greatest sages ever.
Sages?
Sages, scholars in Jewish history. Okay?
Teachers.
One of the most greatest teachers.
Yeah.
Okay? He was legendary, and he had 24,000 students. And then one day he was with his 24,000 students giving a lecture, and she came, his wife. She came to look for him. And people were saying, who are you? You're a simple woman. You're coming close to such a great holy man. And he saw that and he said, stop. Whatever belongs to me and to you belongs to her. Okay? Because I didn't know I can be a scholar. She knew it. She made me. Whatever I have and whatever you have, it's her.
They're so complicated, women? Whenever we talk about them, I have so many thoughts.
Yeah. He also said, there's a Hebrew verse, I don't remember where from, King Solomon, somewhere Proverbs or Ecclesiastes, Besod nekeva tesovev gaver, that the female will surround the man. Now in Hebrew, the word to surround means also to be the cause of, which means the motivation, the engine, the drive.
So your drive's your woman.
Yes. And of course, we know that for a person to be successful, of course that he needs a supportive woman, he needs a supportive other beings, which means you need a community.
Can I challenge you?
Yeah.
It's not very religious to talk about it.
Okay.
Gay men.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah, of course.
Often they make more money than married men. I've noticed.
So
gay men are some of the most successful.
You're saying they don't have a woman and they are more successful.
Yes.
I didn't do this research. Could be.
It's an interesting one, right?
It's interesting. I don't have a theory about it.
But all the gay men I've met, they're very, very successful. Often.
Okay.
Not all of them. Often. And I always wonder why. And then I think about women. Like women have this destructive nature of them that they take a lot of your attention and things like that, but they also give you a lot of motivation. So it's like that's where it gets so complicated in my mind.
Yes. I have no idea.
No idea. Okay.
No, I never give it. Never gave a thought to that.
Nice. You're humble enough to say I don't know.
I know just only a little.
You've read all those books, right?
Still, I'm not saying I know everything. I said I read the books.
Yes.
But still, the fact till you go from the level that you read it, till you lived it and manifested it, takes a time, right?
Yeah.
And then you realize you didn't really understand it when you read it the first time, correct?
So how often do you read the books here?
A lot. You have to remember you also change every year. So the same book you read the next year, it's not going to be the same reading.
Yeah.
Then you get inspired differently. Then you get to realize, why is it in Judaism we read the 5 books of Moses over a year, and then we repeat it another year, and another year, and another year, and every year it's different because you're different, the year is different, things are different, and you get so much out of the same words, like it's the first time.
Give us homework. What is the... we talked about this beautiful principle of there's 4 things you can do as a human. Fight, flight, freeze, and then the godly one, I can say the godly one, I think that's a good description, would be, how did you say it?
Be the light.
Be the light.
To yourself and to others.
Be the light. So, give us homework to be the light.
It's very simple. It's called the power to overcome, which means to realize that your greatest challenge in life is when you realize that you are reacting in a very low frequency, okay? Like anger, hate, lust, depression, stuff like this. And you overcome that emotion, feeling, by creating a higher frequency emotion. And by that, you become a creator because you are independent. You don't allow other lower emotions and other things that happen around you to control you. You're creative. You take a weird moment in your life and you create, as the Zohar says, light out of darkness, sweet out of bitterness, and you are of service. You do some giving. Okay, so you're basically manifesting your destiny. So you turn a moment of weakness and pain into a moment of challenge and achievement. So every time you feel negative, you feel that you fail, that you fell, that you failed, that whatever, any kind of negativity, transform it.
How?
Do exactly the opposite.
How?
First of all, you have to want it.
Okay, let's say lust, we spoke about. You
Yes.
spoke about that. How do you shift lust to be the light?
Okay? There's a feeling. There's a feeling that is right now controlling you.
Yeah.
Okay? Do you want that to take over you? To manage you? Does that serve your purpose as a human being?
That's a great question. I have no clue.
Okay? You think about it. What's your destiny? What's your purpose? Does that serve your purpose right now?
I guess not.
Okay? So is that making you more powerful?
I guess not.
Okay? It drains you basically.
Okay.
I call it you have a high and then a buy, right?
Okay.
When you allow anger to take over, you feel I can't stand it anymore, and you release the anger. You feel great for a bit in the beginning, right? And then you crash.
Okay.
It's like in electricity, a flash and a crash. Whenever there's a short circuit,
It's the devil's way.
it's a flash and a crash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that means that it will cost you. On the other hand, if you take control of it and you focus on your vision, who's the person I want to become? What is the person I want to become? That they serve me that. And you imagine that you want to bring light into this event. Okay? You overcome the immediate drive,
Yes.
okay, and you replace it with a vision, with light, with power that usually gets you out of the box.
So how do you do that?
How do you do that? You have to train,
You
which
think?
means you need to meditate daily, because your brain is starting to shift when you're meditating daily.
Have you tried ever breathing exercises?
Part of meditation is breathing.
That's very powerful.
Okay? So if you're breathing, that's the first stage, because a lot of people don't know what it means to meditate. So you start with the breathing. By breathing, you start to be aware.
Yeah, what do you mean by
consciously.
meditate?
What?
What do you mean by meditating?
Give you a simple thing. Okay, you are facing, somebody is in front of you, he's very angry, he's saying very demeaning words. Okay, your immediate reaction, fight, flight, freeze. Okay, you feel upset, you feel bad. Don't go with that. Imagine there's a great light above. Imagine that you want that light to come into you. Fill yourself with that light and send it to that person. You immediately change the event, right?
Yeah.
You change the way you feel.
Yeah.
You change the whole situation. You are right now connecting to a vision greater than your life.
Yeah.
You feel bigger. What happens when that person is saying very, bad stuff, and you can only see their need and you offer help? How does that feel?
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Why won't we make it? And it's tough. That's why it's so rewarding when you finally make it.
I have someone in my life who can be very negative sometimes. He can give a lot of poison, kind of like
Right.
be really angry, and it affects me a lot sometimes.
Of course.
And then I remember I was speaking about it with a neighbor one day, and he was like, "Oh, that's great. It means he loves you." What? What are you talking about? And the next time I spoke to this person, I was saying, you love me. You just love me. You care so much about me. That's why you have so much feelings to me. That's beautiful. I love you back. And I think that was this.
Exactly. How did he respond?
Sometimes he responds beautiful to that. Sometimes he responds like, oh, but it's beautiful.
You know what's the difference?
I respond good.
You know what's the difference?
What?
The more authentic you are when you say that, he will respond in the same manner. Okay. If you're not authentic, people hate to be deceived, right?
Yes.
People hate it when you say nice words and you really hate them. Correct?
Yeah.
So the more you work on being authentic, in that you'll see, because in psychology there's a theory that says that people are incapable of responding differently than the way they're treated. So if you shout at them, they shout back. If you speak with them like really with a low voice, they lower their voice. You notice that?
Yeah.
So if they attack you with anger and are infuriated, and you smile and say, "What's the problem? Everything is okay," right? And you really send them love. It's very hard for them to continue holding to that negativity. And what did you do? You transformed.
I love it.
You took control.
I feel so alive.
You feel so big. You feel godly.
I feel godly.
That's superhuman.
Yes. And I think this is what I'm chasing in my life.
Yeah, all of us.
Thank you so much.
You're
this
welcome.
was amazing.
Thank you so much.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Great.